And we are live. Friends, welcome to Central Florida Weather Live, the show on this Monday, January the 20th. Great to see you here. Rusty McCranie with you. How you doing? Hope you had a great weekend. Thanks for those who joined me for our live coverage yesterday of some severe storms that rolled through Central Florida. Now we get ready for some much colder weather. Hope you're doing well. Thanks for joining me, whether it's on the live stream or you're watching this on the CFLW YouTube channel there on the recorded version. While you're here, thank you for a quick second to like this live stream. Thank you for commenting. You have a specific question about the forecast, feel free to drop it in the comment section below. Friends, the story for the first part of the week here in Central Florida is going to be highlighted by some exceptionally cold temperatures across the area, some rain moving in, and yes, for our friends to the north, some winter weather will be coming into the Panhandle. We're going to highlight that. I've got your city-by-city forecast coming up as well. Once again, I want to thank the sponsor of Central Florida Weather Live. That is the Lean Law Firm of Central Florida. They are your hometown homeowners insurance attorneys. They cover homeowners, condo owners, and associations across the state. Anything that could impact you or your property, be it hail, hurricanes, burst pipe, car accidents. They'll walk you through every step of the insurance claim process. They offer free consultation and policy reviews. All you have to do is go to the website that you see at the bottom of your screen, leanonmelaw.com, or call 407-502-0053. Okay, friends, you're taking a live look at our temperatures across the area right now on this early Monday afternoon. And yes, a lot of us are going to be staying in the 40s for daytime highs. Let me just pause this real quick here. These are the 1 o'clock numbers right now. We've got 44 degrees in Ocala. It's just 47 in Leesburg right now. DeLand coming in at 46. Ormond Beach and Daytona 46. Edgewater 48. Look, it's beautiful, but it is absolutely chilly outside. It is jacket weather. Spring Hill area 51. Crystal River, Homosassa 45. Same thing for our friends in Inverness. It's 49 right now in downtown Orlando, 51 at MCO, 51 in Kissimmee. We do have some cloud coverage beginning to sneak into Indian River and portions of Brevard counties right now. So you've got the Melbourne area coming in at 53, Sebastian 55, and again in towards Hillsborough and Pinellas counties, Tampa, St. Pete, Polk County, it's just a lot of lower 50s, that's it. So certainly a cooler day. You can see the cloud coverage, and we mentioned this on Friday's show and even during yesterday's live broadcast, that moisture is going to be moving back to the north. The situation is this: the cold front that came through yesterday that brought us the line of strong to severe storms is stalling out in the southern part of the state, and it is bringing some rain right now to portions of Miami and Fort Lauderdale and West Palm. As that front stalls out, the moisture will begin to lift back to the north, and eventually later today, we're going to get some cloud coverage to move back in, and rain will be coming back into the forecast late tonight and then through Tuesday. But we're going to combine this with a northerly wind, and we are going to have an absolutely chilly and wet forecast for the next 3 days. Temperatures that will be well below average. Maybe not as cold as today, but we're talking about highs that will mainly only be in the 50s outside with a lot of shower activity. No thunderstorms, but it is going to be awfully wet outside. Speaking of the winds, let me bring on our 10-meter winds right now. So you're going to kind of see the wind direction, and you can see those arrows. Again, mostly right now, we have a northerly breeze. You get back down to the far southern part of the state, winds are beginning to turn a little bit more out of the south and southeast. That's going to start to lift this moisture back up towards the north. But again, just get ready for some really cold weather. As always, friends, you have a specific question about the forecast. This is why I love to do this, the interaction with you guys. That's what's different from television. You have a specific question, you can ask me in the comment section below. Even if you're watching this in a recorded version, you can ask me. I go back and check the comments, and I'm happy to answer those questions. But I hope you guys are prepared to, first of all, have your heavier winter jackets and to also have those umbrellas and ponchos ready to go. So if you have any outdoor plans, maybe you head to the attractions the next couple of days, you got to get prepared for what's going to be some very, very chilly weather. Now, as I expand this out, certainly part of the forecast that we're going to be talking about is this winter storm that's going to be developing in South Texas and then working its way across I-10. The first component to this, guys, is going to be the true Arctic air, which is plunging down through the plains right now. Again, these are current temperatures in Fahrenheit, and you get to North Dakota, and they're now sub 20 degrees right now. How about that? That's what we're talking about when you're getting true Arctic air to come in. Temperatures are well below zero all the way back down to Nebraska, and then it's outright cold. But this Arctic air plunges all the way into the coastal areas of Texas. We're going to have a developing area of low pressure and the moisture from the Gulf of Mexico. And that's the combination that you need to get what could be potentially historic snowfall totals from Houston to coastal Louisiana, portions of Mississippi, Alabama, our western panhandle, and into South Georgia. You've got the moisture content from the Gulf, but you have true Arctic air with temperatures throughout a good level of the lower atmosphere at or below freezing. We'll have a little bit of sleet, we'll have a little bit of freezing rain, but this will transition into snowfall in a hurry as well. Again, great to see you guys. Thank you for joining us here today. So let me do this because, again, it's just such an interesting story here. I'm going to put on all of the advisories, and let me take off the temperatures here real quickly as well. So I want you to notice that a very unusual thing is setting up. And I mean, when I'm talking about South Texas, I'm talking about to near the Mexico border that you have a winter storm warning that is in effect. Places like Brownsville and Corpus Christi and the Houston metro area under winter storm warnings. And how much snow could we see? Well, when I pop this up and we look at it right now, you're looking at 3 to 5 inches of snow being forecast in some of these areas here. And again, what will end up happening is you might actually start off with a little bit of sleet or freezing rain. And the other big story too, of course, guys, is that there's no infrastructure here to treat the roads ahead of time or to plow the roads while the snow is coming down. I actually listened to Houston, I don't know if it was the mayor or the city commission or the emergency manager, but the representative for Houston was like, you know, what's the plan? And the answer was, we wait till the snow melts. They don't have the infrastructure to actually clear the roads at any point in time. The problem is with this Arctic air, you're also going to get this layer of ice. Travel across I-10 is going to be non-existent for a couple of days. In Southwest Louisiana, the winter storm warning is for 4 to 6 inches of snow with locally higher amounts and ice accumulations of a couple of hundredths of an inch. But again, any glaze of ice on power lines, on the roads, is going to cause significant issues. If you have any travel plans that would take you across I-10, even into our western panhandle, you're going to want to rethink things for a couple of days. Winter storm warning, extreme cold watch is in effect for places like Pensacola. Here's what the winter storm warning looks like in the western panhandle. You've got accumulating snow, maybe up to 1 to 3 inches in Pensacola. You have the opportunity for some ice as well. And then the extreme cold watch is because wind chills could be as low as 10 above, maybe even as low as 5 above, okay? So you're going to have wind chill values in the western panhandle of our state, which are going to be approaching 0 for the next couple of nights. And you can see where the winter storm tracks through south central portions of Alabama and then into Georgia, where these now become winter storm watches as far north as the Atlanta area. Now, we do have winter storm watches in effect for portions of the central and the eastern panhandle, even up towards I-75 in Lake City. So the winter storm watch for the Perry area looks like this. Total snow accumulation up to 1 inch and ice accumulation up to 0.2. So you notice that here up towards Lake City and Live Oak and Perry, we're talking about actually more ice accumulation than areas out to the west. It's because the atmosphere is a little bit more muddied when it comes to the freezing level, and we could stay temperatures just slightly above 32 at the surface for a time, which could bring us a mix of sleet, a mix of freezing rain, maybe some ice pellets before that light snow falls, right? Again, I know some folks might be like, hey, Rusty, I want to go see this snow. Travel is going to be unadvised as you get into tomorrow and especially late Tuesday and into Wednesday, up 75 north of Alachua County, and especially when it meets I-10. So for those folks who maybe live in these areas, maybe enjoying some of this, not bad, but actually traveling to it, I'd be more concerned. So for Gainesville itself, Alachua County, right, we're looking at total ice accumulations of 1/10 of an inch and a snow accumulation of less than an inch. I do want to be clear that when we get into our area, I'm not expecting any frozen precipitation. Could there be a few ice pellets late tomorrow night up in northern Marion or northern Levy counties? It's possible, right? But any accumulation is going to be non-existent. We've got to get a lot closer to the actual I-10 corridor here. Even for Jacksonville, they are under a winter storm watch and a freeze warning. But for the winter storm watch, you're going to see that, again, it's 1/10 of an inch of ice, maybe up to a quarter, which is catastrophic. I want to be clear. If we end up getting 1/4 of an inch of ice in Jacksonville, power issues are going to be abound because remember, ice weights down the power lines and some of that could snap and cause power issues, but also roads and bridges. Some of the bridges in Jacksonville across some of the interstates would be ill-advised to travel on for a potential fair amount of time, right? And again, the infrastructure here in the Deep South to treat the roads ahead of time and then to plow the roads while the event is ongoing is basically non-existent. So you're going to have problems here. But this is just a huge story that I wanted to point out. Now, how is this going to play out in our area? Well, what we are going to see is a lot of wind, okay? And you notice that on either coastlines, we have small craft advisories. First of all, you probably don't want to be out and about in this kind of cold anyway in your boats, but please be aware for that. We also have a beach hazard statements in effect for portions of Brevard and Volusia counties. And again, it includes Indian River County as well. It's just basically talking about excessive rip currents that are going to be in effect here. Can't even rule out the opportunity that if we have the onshore wind, it pushes a little bit of water in. I'm not really expecting any big flood issues, but could there be a little bit of beach erosion with this? It's possible, but you're going to have some near gale conditions out here as well. Seas kind of building to 4 to 6 feet and some winds of around 20 knots or higher, even in the near shore waters, let alone the offshore waters. So the big story for our area is cloudy skies, wet weather, and exceptionally cold conditions as well, but no frozen precipitation. Now, this morning, we actually had a freeze warning for Marion County. At this point in time, we have no additional freeze warnings the next couple of days because the cloud coverage and the moisture will probably limit the opportunity to actually see freezing conditions in those spots. But let's get into the story here, guys. I'm going to break it down for you. And again, you have a specific question about the forecast, feel free to drop it in the comments section below. I'm happy to answer that while you're down here. Thank you so much for liking this live stream. Helps the channel out more than you think. You take a quick second and you just hit that thumbs up. It really supports the channel. It gets more eyes on the channel. And of course, if you haven't subscribed to Central Florida Weather Live, click that subscribe button right now. Make sure you have all notifications on. It's important for this channel, mainly because I'm only on live when there's something to talk about, right? So there's not going to be anything excessive here as far as inundating you guys with any issues. And now, why did that go to numbers? All right, so let me do a couple of things here real quick. You go to the model timeline. Let me reset this, get the arrows back up, and then let's loop this out the next couple of days. So I want to just start off with the wind, and then we're going to take a look at the moisture. Then we're going to take a look at temperatures, and then I've got your 3-day forecast for a lot of locations as well. And I'm also going to show you the European model snowfall totals, which again are going to blow your mind because the European model in portions of Louisiana are trying to bring 6 to 8 inches of snow to near coastal southwest Louisiana. How about that? Quick sip of water, or my vitamin water, that is. And so now you're going to see how our winds are going to play out over the next couple of days, right? So to kind of start off here, for the rest of today, we're still going to have a bit of a northerly breeze. Now, eventually, at the mid-levels of the atmosphere, winds will turn out of the south to eke this moisture back up. But as we get into tomorrow afternoon and evening, here comes this cold front, and here comes winds, which, by the way, in the pinks and the whites are 25 and 30 miles an hour. So now we're going to have rain, and we're going to have more moisture coming back in with a northerly breeze. And it's going to stay cold, and it's going to stay cloudy through Tuesday, through Wednesday, and even through most of Thursday as well. General wind direction the next several days will be out of the north, but the strongest winds will be tomorrow night. And those winds could be 25 to 30 miles an hour with temperatures, by the way, at that point in time, they may actually only be in the 40s. So just a very cold situation here. I'm going to do a couple of things here. I'm going to bring on the HRRR reflectivity, but I'm also going to bring on those 10-meter winds. All right. And now we're going to look at the high resolution rapid refresh model. Again, this is a fantastic model because it updates hourly. Right? We get the newest information, we get the newest data out of this. So I've got a couple of different components on here for you guys so you can see the wind direction and how this rain is going to play out. Then we'll look at the GFS model and we'll extend this out into time as that snow, sleet, and freezing rain hits the intersection of I-10 and I-75. So again, initially for us, right? Get ready for some light rain to develop in our southern zones later today and tonight, and then work their way across our area overnight and into our Tuesday morning. That means we're starting off our Tuesday somewhat wet and certainly on the chilly and breezy side as well. I mean, this is some cold weather to have to contend with here in Central Florida. Garrett is in the house. Thank you for joining us, Garrett. Good to see you again. It says under freezing this whole week here in North Carolina. Yep, Garrett, a friend of the channel, joined us for the Helene coverage last year and likes to tune in. He lives in North Carolina, lives in a beautiful part of North Carolina. I love that. Garrett, we're not going to be below freezing, but I can tell you this. Our temperatures the rest of this week are going to be running well below average. 15, even 20 degrees below average most days. There is a warm-up coming towards the weekend that I'll highlight coming up, and a little bit milder air for the beginning of February, but no time soon. Park Pass TV in the house. Great to see you guys as well. Thank you so much. Appreciate all the friends of the channel joining us here for the live stream. And of course, if you're watching this in the recorded version, appreciate you guys giving that thumbs up as well. So again, friends, take a look at your time and you can see this wet weather beginning to move in. So let's break this down kind of hour by hour. Again, the remainder of the daylight hours today will mainly be dry. This is 1 a.m. tonight, and now we start to see this rain kind of moving back in. It's going to be a very light veil of rain, nothing extremely heavy, but you get the idea. Now, here comes the winter weather, and this is going to be late tomorrow night into the early hours of Wednesday. And again, for us, we stay in the green, so it's all going to be rain. But we get just around Gainesville or north, and you start to see, by the way, and you can see this on the legend, the yellows and the oranges, that's your moderate rainfall. Your pink is going to be your ice or your freezing rain, kind of mixed precipitation. The blue would be the true sleet. So we don't see actually the sleet developing. This is probably going to go from a cold rain to probably some freezing rain and then into the snow. And it's that darker blue there that's actually going to be the beginning of your snow. So there you can see it. Now on the HRRR model, we do butt up some snow right across the intersection of I-10 and I-75 near Lake City. All right. And then that storm takes a coastal track towards Savannah and Brunswick and then into portions of South Carolina. Jacksonville, again, will be very close, maybe ending this with that north wind, turning back into some more freezing rain, which is kind of that red that you see there. But it is a whole mixed bag of mess, winter weather-wise, just north of our area. How about that? And again, this entire time, we're going to have a north wind. It's going to be absolutely cold, even in our area. But the panhandle is going to get brushed with some winter weather. And again, you notice that when you get as far west as Pensacola in Mobile, you notice that there's not a lot in the way of changing this to freezing rain or sleet. The atmosphere is colder here, farther west that you go, which is why their snow accumulations will be higher. They're not going to see a lot in the way of sleet or freezing rain to kind of undercut the snow totals. And just to show you guys, again, going farther out, back out to the west, you can just see this mix. Do you see this blue, guys? This is actually very moderate snow into southwest Louisiana. Absolutely heavy snow right across I-10. So just be very mindful of that if you have any travel plans or you know anyone who lives in this area. This is an amazing coastal storm, and historic snowfall totals are likely for portions of Texas, Louisiana, and maybe even the southern sides of Mississippi. Again, if we end up getting 4 to 8 inches of snow, we're going to be breaking a lot of records. No doubt about it. Okay. But again, for our area, it's a cold rain. Let's take a look at some of the forecasts for you guys here. So that'll be the next thing I want to do. The first thing, as far as these forecasts go, by the way, is to show you the European snowfall totals. These are in inches. Okay. Metro Houston, 4.5, 5 inches of rain. Near Lake Charles, Louisiana, 6 inches plus. If the snow bands up, we're going to get even higher. Coastal Louisiana, 4 and 5 inches of snow. Could you imagine being in Grand Isle, Louisiana, and having heavy snow? It's absolutely possible with this storm. It's an amazing storm to be talking about. Biloxi, Gulfport, Mississippi, Mobile, Alabama, Western Panhandle, and there's that path, right? Even the European has 4 inches of snow in Tallahassee. It does cut off quickly when you get south and east, right? So maybe near Perry or just north and west an inch, but then that heavy band snow goes into the south central portions of Georgia. And again, there's just not a lot from Lake City to Jacksonville or anywhere off to the south. Doesn't mean a few flakes won't fly, but it's possible. Blue Goose back in the house. Good afternoon. Chilly St. Augustine, 41.7 degrees. And you said you would be back, Blue Goose, from yesterday's coverage, and I appreciate that. Yeah, how about that? 42 degrees with probably a fair amount of sunshine there in St. Augustine as well. Again, amazing cold temperatures coming. So let's break this down. I'm going to take you, and for some reason my graphic is still up. All right, let me do this real quick. Give me just 1 second. See if I take my name bar away. And hopefully it won't come back up. There we go. Okay, so let's break down the forecast for you guys city by city. And again, this is going to be some exceptional weather for the next few days to get prepared for. First of all, in Metro Orlando tomorrow, it's just going to be wet. You're going to want the umbrellas. You're going to want an extra layer on. We'll start off at 44 with showers and just stay wet the entire day, getting up to 58 degrees. 100% chance for showers. For Wednesday, still wet and cold. We actually drop with that north wind down to 53, and then still cloudy with scattered rain on Thursday, a 40% chance, and the high still just 57. We're getting nowhere out of the 50s the next few days. And again, today, some areas like St. Augustine and other areas to our north, maybe even northern Volusia and northern Lake and Marion and Citrus counties won't get out of the 40s for highs on this Martin Luther King Jr. Day. For Tampa, it's a 90% chance for showers tomorrow, just a wet, chilly day, 58 the daytime high. Breezy and cold under mostly cloudy skies Wednesday, 55, and a morning low of 41, and a 40% chance for showers on Thursday, cloudy skies, and a high of just 56. For Ocala, cold and wet. 51 the daytime high tomorrow after starting off at 37. Again, I'm not concerned about a freeze right now because of the wind and the rain for Wednesday morning, but the wind chill to start off in Marion County, Ocala, Bellevue, right around 30 degrees, and the high Wednesday of just 49, and then cloudy with area of showers on Thursday still, and a high of just 52. For the attractions forecast, of course, a lot of folks want to head out to the attractions. We know that, but you know it's going to be a wet, soggy forecast. So for tomorrow, rain, like all day. Whether you're going to the attractions in the morning or you're going to the fireworks show in the afternoon, it's 100% chance for showers tomorrow. 58 is the daytime high, but it will feel cooler than that all day long with the overcast skies and the showers breaking out. Breezy and cold for Wednesday. 54 is it for the daytime high after a morning low of 42. We're up to 58 on Thursday, but we're still nearly 15 degrees below average on Thursday under cloudy skies and a 40% chance for some showers. Yep, Blue Goose saying fair sunshine, wants it to be cloudy. It's coming. More clouds will just build in during the day. They'll start off with a thin high variety, and then they'll thicken up overnight and through Tuesday morning. Our friends in Palm Coast, Flagler County, Breezy, wet, cold tomorrow, 80% chance for showers, 57. A couple of mornings in a row where they're in the 30s with a wind chill value, again, at or below 30 there as well. 70% chance for showers on Wednesday, cloudy with just a cold rain. Just a raw day, no sunshine on Wednesday, a strong north wind. I mean, it's about as wintry as we get here in Central Florida, really. You know, scattered showers on Thursday, 53 will be the daytime high. Moving on over to our friends in Titusville in Brevard County. 90% chance for showers tomorrow. Breezy conditions, again, right along the immediate coast. The winds are really going to be whipping. So coastal communities, Flagler, Volusia, Brevard counties, up towards Duval County, that wind is going to be a story. Same thing for the West Coast, you know, St. Petersburg area, Tampa Bay, right up to the Nature Coast. A lot of wind along the immediate coast the next few afternoons. 61 tomorrow, 57 with windy and cold conditions on Wednesday, and 60 the daytime high on our Thursday. And to wrap it up again, I think that's all of the ones we went through, right? Just want to make sure I didn't miss anybody. Okay, doesn't look like it. So that's what it looks like when it comes to the actual forecast over the next couple of days, right? When we look at the amount of rain that could actually fall, take a look at this. So let me get back over to my weather computer here. These are going to be your accumulated rainfall totals. Now, we get to the northern part of the state, and obviously this is going to be mixed in with a little bit of snow and some sleet. So this is just the total precipitation accumulation. But again, over the next few days, it's relatively impressive, right? You're going to see some areas here that are going to be well above an inch of rain. So Gainesville, an inch, and again, most of that will be liquid precipitation. Denellen at an inch, same thing for Ocala. Daytona Beach coming in at 1.1, Palm Coast 1.4, Metro Orlando about 3/4 of an inch, the Groveland, Claremont area about a half inch, Spring Hill 0.3 of an inch, Titusville over an inch of rain. Same thing for our friends in Merritt Island and Palm Bay, Holopal there in Osceola County over an inch, the Lakeland area about 3/4 of an inch of rain, Tampa about a half inch, same thing for the Clearwater, St. Pete areas. So there's not going to be any one time frame where the rain the next couple of days is going to be exceptionally heavy. But when we add it all up, we're going to get more than an inch of rain in a lot of spots. So no need to run the sprinklers anytime soon, that's for sure. This is just going to be that gentle soaking rain. At times it'll even just be some sprinkles or mist coming in with that northerly breeze. But just get prepared for the next couple of days, again, guys, to be on the very wet side. So back over to what's happening outside live right now for you. Going to bring back up the radar. Once again, this is out of Melbourne, our live radar. You can see the showers over places like Jupiter, West Palm Beach, even the northern sides of the Bahamas right now. And all this will be lifting up towards the north. When I bring on the temperatures, again, these are your real-time temperatures right now, which are absolutely on the colder side. Also going to bring on the satellite imagery here. This is the VisSat. So you can kind of see that the state is almost surrounded by some of this thicker cloud coverage. And this is going to also want to be trying to push up to the north as well. So again, thinner high clouds at the hour. But when we loop this up, you'll just start to see these clouds just wanting to try and lift slowly up to the north, and the showers will come along with it. But again, right now, it's still just 52 degrees in the Orlando area, 50 in downtown, 48 in Leesburg, same thing in DeLand as well. So just a really chilly day. Blue Goose says, looks like Brevard going to get some extra exposure to some rain. You know, everyone's going to get a good opportunity for rain, Blue Goose, later tonight, Tuesday, Wednesday, and even some scattered showers on Thursday. And that north wind is going to have a bite to it. Being outdoors the next couple of days is going to be a story if you really want to venture out. If you don't like the colder air, you might want to have some indoor plans the next couple of days. Please make sure the kids are bundled up appropriately to be outside as well. And obviously, if they're heading to the school bus stop or heading out as well. If you have a specific question about the forecast, again, feel free to drop it in the comments section below. While you're down there, thank you for liking this live stream, and thank you for subscribing to Central Florida Weather Live. Again, you can view this live with me at the 1 o'clock hour, both Monday and Friday. You can also watch this at your leisure under the live tab, where you'll find all of our videos when we go to live stream and we're done. They'll go under that live tab. And again, you can watch that at your convenience because we're covering the forecast on Monday for the rest of the week. Certainly you can get a lot out of it still later that day or even the next day. And of course, Friday's show, we cover Friday's forecast and the weekend ahead as well. In addition to me going live for any impactful weather, like I did 2 times yesterday when we were tracking these storms moving across the state. Fiona, how are you? Great to see you again, friend of the channel, asking how South Florida is going to be wet also. Again, Fiona, when we look at the actual total rain, I don't expect South Florida to be as wet. Now, they're getting rain as we speak, but with that front lifting to the north and combining with our frontal system moving in from, so we've got the warm front lifting north, the cold front lifting south. The confluence of that is going to be in the central and the northern part of the state. So there's not going to be as much rain south. So we're looking more at like a 1/4 of an inch of rain for the Miami, Fort Lauderdale, West Palm Beach areas. And a fair amount of that is actually falling as we speak. There's not going to be a lot more rain for the far southern part of the state Tuesday, Wednesday, and into Thursday. A few showers are possible, but you can see that there's a pretty tight gradient here when it comes to the rain in the central and the northern parts of the state compared to what South Florida is going to see. But I appreciate that question, Fiona. Thank you very much for that. Friends, I think we're getting to the end of this CFLW Live, the show. If you do have a specific question, again, drop it in the comment section while I'm still on. But if you have another question while you're watching this in the recorded version, you are absolutely happy to ask me that question, and I'm going to go back into the comments and answer those. But again, to sum up, cloudy, wet, and cold, and I mean extreme chill in the air here across Central Florida the next several days, with the opportunity to see winter weather across our panhandle the next few days, starting tomorrow into tomorrow night and then on Wednesday. I want to thank the Lean Law Firm for being the sponsor here of Central Florida Weather Live. They are hometown homeowners insurance attorneys. They cover the entire state. You ever have a need where you have damage to your property or you have injury to yourself, reach out to the Lean Law Firm, leanonmelaw.com. They'll walk you through the entire insurance claim process. They offer free consultation and policy reviews. Again, you can find them on the website you see at the bottom of your screen, or you can call 407-502-0053. Friends, I appreciate you guys tuning in for CFLW, the show on this Monday. I'll be back Friday at 1 p.m. with the latest CFLW, the show then. Of course, if there's any additional impactful weather to jump on and talk about, I'll do that live for you here. Again, thank you so much for liking the live stream, and thank you for subscribing to the channel. You guys have a great rest of your Monday. Please bundle up and grab the umbrellas the next couple of days. It is going to get cold and wet. You guys take care, and I'll see you soon right here at CFLW.